Hello beer tubers and welcome to yet another beer review with me, Peter the Master of Habits. And today guys, we're going to be looking at an Innis Gunn beer. And this is a newly released one called the Innis Gunn Winter Treacle Porter. I think it's a new release they've done. I haven't seen this one around before. I actually haven't even heard of it. It's like a porter. They're winter seasonal. And it says a rich complex porter brewed with the addition of treacle in tribute to a traditional Scots recipe, and then it's matured for 39 days on oak. I'm not sure, it doesn't really say if it's oak barrels, I believe, or oak chips here, but it's 7.4%. It's got some more info here that says, the release of this limited edition Innis Gunn beer marks the first time that we have brewed an oak matured a porter. The inspiration behind the recipe came from an old book on the history and tradition of brewing in Scotland, which talk about the use of treacle as a special ingredient in beer making in the 19th century. Not only was treacle used to give depth and sweetness to beers 100 years ago, but it was also used to create greater viscosity and weight in the mouth. This old-fashioned approach, along with some flavor-packed ingredients and our signature approach to long, slow maturation, have created a delicious Innis Gunn beer that is perfect for cold, dark winter nights. We hope you enjoy it. So yeah, the treacle is kind of like a molasses. It's this uncrystallized sugar, unrefined sugar. So yeah, this should be interesting. I've only had one Innis Gunn beer in a box like that, and that was the Irish whiskey cask, which was pretty tasty actually. So yeah, it should be interesting. Wow, that is pretty light for a porter. And then also, when it's in this box, I'm 100% sure that it's not going to be skunked, since it's in a clear bottle, because then it hasn't been in any sort of light, not really any extra. Yeah, it says here it's made with roasted wheat, crystal malt, and molasses. So yeah, pretty light colored porter, but yeah, let's crack it open and check it out. It is, as I said, like a nice ruby red color. It is, in my mind, a little too lightly colored to call it a porter. It needs to be a little darker, but what the hell? Kind of mahogany color in there. 2 finger almost of beigeish head. Let's check out the aroma. Ooh, lots of Basset, lots of traditional English wine gums. Butterscotchy notes and a little bit of diacetyl buttery note. The oak is in there. I'd say it smells more like a ruby ale or an English strong ale kind of thing, because I do not pick up much roasted malt at all. It's more of like a light toasted note with some nutty notes as well. Kind of smell the sugary treacle or molassesy notes with some fruit cakey, dark fruit aromas, and a touch of vanilla. It smells pretty solid. It smells more like strong ale than a porter, but yeah, let's give this one a taste. Cheers, guys. A little more porter-like in the flavor, but I'd still call it a strong ale, English strong ale. Because it doesn't have as much roasty. It's more of a lightly toasty, kind of nutty flavor, more so than the intense roast malt you usually get in beers that call themselves porters. It does have that silky porter mouthfeel though. It's kind of silky and smooth. I'd say it's a medium body. Flavor is in there. What's lingering on the back end is this dry oakiness, wine gummy, fruit cakey. I mean, lots of esters, lots of dark fruit esters. That fruit cakey, almost like dark marmalade notes, but also definitely the treacle. It definitely has a light sugar note. It's more of a generic oak wood flavor. I don't pick up a specific spirit per se. Maybe lightly whiskey-like, but just lightly. Touch of vanilla in there, and just like the most subtle touch of chocolate too. It's not a super. It is. I wouldn't say it's super complex, but it feels like a traditional English or British ale that's been oak aged or barrel aged, but more so of an English style strong ale than a porter. Also has that butterscotch flavor and that slightly diacetyl kind of thing going on, but I think that suits the traditional English style ales like this, the English strong ale. So I don't like it as much as the Irish whiskey cask they did. The Irish that was aged in what was it? It was one of those Irish whiskeys. That was pretty tasty. That was the stout. Yeah, it actually kind of feels like a winter warmer more than a porter now that I think of it. But it is tasty. It's definitely worth checking out if you get it, and it's cheap. I only paid 29 kroners for an oak aged beer, so not too bad. So yeah, rating wise for the Innis Gunn Winter Treacle Porter. I'm gonna go 75. It's not a mind blower, but it's nice. It's flavorsome. It's got some good flavors in there. That's what you'd find in like traditional British style ales. So yeah, definitely give this one a go if you can find it. For the money, it's definitely worth getting. So yeah, that does the review of the Innis Gunn Winter Treacle Porter. Definitely let me know what you think of this brewery if you've had it. As always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter. And I'm going to say cheers to you guys. And I'm going to see you in yet another beer review.